Thank you very much. I belong to the Senior Citizens Writing Group in Sedalia, Missouri. And if you're looking for a good group to join and have some fun with your writing, come visit us. We actually meet every Monday at the Senior Citizen Center in Sedalia. And Fayreen Mays is our instructor. And we have a marvelous group, a lot of good writers. And one of the assignments that we had was to go somewhere or in our everyday life, write about an overheard conversation. And that's kind of a challenge because you hear conversations around you all the time. But to write about it was a little bit daunting in a way, but I thought that would be an interesting thing to do. And so this is a conversation that I overheard when I went to the doctor's office. And it's called What It Boils Down to. While sitting in the doctor's office waiting for my appointment, I overheard the following cell phone conversation. My fellow patient was in his late 40s and dressed in the following manner. Heavy brogans, white t-shirt, beer belly, glasses, and a 12-inch ponytail. When he stood up, I got a good look at long slung jeans, a belly gaping at me from the front, and then as he turned, a glimpse of flesh poised above the elastic band on his backside. In a very loud voice, a very loud booming voice, the man said, "Hey, baby, what you doing? Can you hear me? Stop playing with the damn phone and talk to me. Can you hear me now? I'm at the doctor's office." Then lowering his voice an octave, he said, "Well, I came in to have my leg checked and my hand. I got a boil in a very bad spot, and it's on my hand too. Don't know what the hell happened. What's new with you? Nothing? Not a thing? Huh. Well, I'll be dead in the water until the 13th. Had to pay $124 to that damned insurance company." Suddenly, the receptionist called, "Cheney, oh, they're about ready for me." Then in a very sexy voice, he crooned, "Talk to you later, bye-bye." That was an actual conversation. That'll make you stop and think about listening to conversations. My next one is a short piece that is entitled "The Summer of the False Teeth." When the teeth went out the window, I knew that my chances in the traffic were far better than staying in the truck with Dorothy. This statement was the last of a series of events that led to this moment in the left-hand turn lane on Sunshine Street in Springfield, Missouri on that late August day. My father-in-law, Paul Merrill, was in deep trouble again. His wife, Dorothy, had lost all patience with him over that summer of 1985, and his only defense was probably to get run over by a speeding vehicle. Thinking back on how it all started flashed through his mind. He and his nephew, Billy Stanfield, had been crappie fishing early in May. The lake was peaceful and still that quiet morning, and they were sitting in one of their favorite fishing spots. Billy was his wife's nephew and was ironically just a few years younger than Dorothy. She came from a large family, and her older sister Daisy had children of her own not long after Dorothy was born. Billy was a handsome devil. Black hair and flashing brown eyes that held a crazy sense of humor, evident when at 62 years old. He and Paul had shared a lot of incidents in the past that had gotten both of them into deep water with their wives. As Billy leaned over the side of the boat, he slipped his false teeth out of his mouth and washed them off in the clear lake water. Placing them back in his mouth, he said, darn seeds get under my teeth and drive me crazy. Paul said, well, I never thought about washing mine off in the lake before. I just got put up with it until I get back home. Hell, I'm going to try that. Grabbing both his uppers and lowers, he started to swish them back and forth, but they slipped out of his hand and sank out of sight. Oh my God, Billy, there go my teeth, gummed Paul with sunken cheeks. Dorothy is gonna kill me. Paul and Dorothy were retired on a limited income, so money was always a little tight. And after 50 years of living through his escapades, she had put up with an awful lot of incidents. Billy, convulsed with laughter, said, Paul, you damned old fool, didn't you know that those teeth were slippery? Yes, but you did it, so I figured I could too, Paul replied remorsefully. Sure enough, Dorothy was furious. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Just because Billy did it is no reason for you to do something crazy too. Within the week, an appointment was made with the dentist in Springfield, and a new set of dentures were soon occupying Paul's mouth. He would flash them and say, see, Dorothy? Makes me look good, don't they? Dorothy would give him the look and make no comment. A few weeks went by, and we came down to visit and go water skiing. Paul was an enthusiastic water skier and could ski for miles behind our boat. In his early 70s, he was in great shape and he loved the sport. He would ski double with any of his grandchildren or 3 sons or any of the daughter-in-laws, splashing water on them while in the process doing all of his tricks or trying to make them fall, just having a great time. One time, while being pulled behind the boat, his son Ronnie looked back after about 20 minutes and said, dang, where's Dad? The tow rope was following in the water, and Paul was waving his skis about a half-mile back. We had forgotten to keep tabs on him, as he was such a marathon skier. On this particular day, there was quite a few people in the boat. Someone was telling a side-splitting joke, just as Paul leaped into the water with his skis. He had his mouth open, laughing as he hit the water. Recalling the event later around the campfire, he said, as I was going down, I saw my teeth going down beside me. I figured I'd better just keep on going down because this time Dorothy would kill me and perhaps drowning would be a better way to go. Of course, I had to come up for air. The damn teeth didn't. So for the second time that summer, new teeth were made for Paul. The dentist group were still in hysterics from the teeth washing incident, and so this time they realized they had a false teeth psycho on their hands. Again, Paul got his new dentures, but this time he was smart enough not to flaunt how good he looked in front of Dorothy. Privately, he stated that he thought the second pair fit even better than the first pair. Didn't they look great? The summer was winding down, and Dorothy needed to go to Springfield shopping. It was a great summer day, and as they drove, he turned off the air conditioner and rolled the window down on the driver's side. So they pulled onto Sunshine Boulevard. They had to stop for a light in the middle lane of heavy traffic and wait behind several cars. Paul turned his head in deference to Dorothy and sneezed loudly out the window. You guessed it, the false teeth flew into the left-hand lane as cars behind started to turn left. With amazing speed, Paul jumped out, held his hand up as a deterrent to anyone turning left, grabbed his teeth amid all the honking and screaming from fellow travelers, and vaulted back into the safety of sitting beside Dorothy. That is a true story.